Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Heal into Miracles video series. In this series, I share my personal stories, struggle, and how I heal from depression, anxiety, and other chronic health issues. Today, I wanted to talk about my journey with Reiki and EFT tapping and how they're different from each other and how EFT completely transformed my life. So, now sharing my journey about Reiki healing in Bangalore. So let me start with how I first arrived to Bangalore. So I came to Bangalore to do my engineering like most of us, and I started missing home a lot even though I lived in Bangalore. I mean, life is extremely different in a city like Bangalore, and couple that with engineering studies and keeping track of your assignments, life can get hectic real quick. And while I was studying in Bangalore, life was extremely hard for me in terms of my health. I constantly kept falling sick. I got fever every 2 months, and that made me feel extremely exhausted, demotivated, and I just didn't know what I could do to make myself feel better. This is when I came across Reiki. One of my friends actually told me about her journey with Reiki, and she said how it helped her a little bit with her health issues, and that is when I thought that I should give Reiki a try. So I started looking up on online about Reiki and Reiki practitioners around me in Bangalore, and I found a couple of good ones. There was this one practitioner who I called up and I asked her about her Reiki healing sessions, and she told me if you need to do Reiki healing often, then I suggest you take Reiki classes and actually learn Reiki so you can do it on yourself. And that is when I made up my mind that I'm going to learn Reiki. So I learned Reiki level 1 from her, and I started practicing it on myself every day. Reiki did make me feel calm, and I was actually shocked at the fact that how less often I felt sick after I started practicing Reiki. And soon in 1 year, I actually observed that I was falling sick less and less, and I used to get fever now maybe once in 6 to 8 months, and that was huge for someone like me who was getting it so often every 2 to 3 months. So this made me realize that Reiki actually works, and it actually helped me as a beginner, and I started believing in alternative therapies. They actually work. However, I realized that even though Reiki healing did help me uh, get my health in a better place, I still was struggling with PCOS, anxiety, and constant exhaustion that didn't fully heal. I didn't know what else to do to heal all those problems that I was suffering from so long. So that is when I started searching for some other alternative therapies, and I remember one of my teachers introduced me to EFT tapping, and that is when he told me to watch Gary Craig's videos, and I went online and searched Gary Craig on YouTube and learned EFT tapping from him. So the same day I started practicing EFT tapping on different issues that I had, and the results were absolutely amazing. So EFT tapping works extremely fast in comparison to Reiki. Let's say Reiki takes about 60 minutes to do, like I did Reiki and it took me 60 minutes, but EFT tapping is much more quicker. So now moving on to comparing Reiki and EFT tapping. Well, Reiki is more like turning on a tap where you have a calming, gentle flowing energy through your whole body, and it heals your overall body. So you cannot target specific issues with Reiki, which is clearly possible with EFT. Now, in EFT, it is pretty targeted. You are tapping at issues that are bothering you right now, and you bring healing to those issues. With Reiki, you're healing the whole body. So let's say if some other issue is linked to the emotion you're feeling right now, then Reiki might be healing that other issue, and not, and you might still be feeling exhausted. So Reiki kind of works in a very broad way, whereas EFT is so targeted, and hence you get quicker results with EFT. Now, Reiki is great for beginners, and I actually recommend Reiki for people who have never done any alternative therapies and just want something light, something to heal themselves, and don't have extreme mental health issues. However, if you have extreme mental health issues, then I recommend EFT tapping, as that will give you results faster and quicker, which is quite important for someone who's suffering from anxiety or some other mental health issues where you need quick results to recover. And you don't, and in most of these mental health issues, you don't even have that kind of patience to wait for Reiki to work. The last main difference between EFT tapping and Reiki is that you get really good results with EFT tapping. They are much quicker, and yeah, you are actually satisfied after doing EFT because you're working on very targeted issues. Whereas with Reiki, it's a very general healing energies. And let's say I want to heal my muscle pain with Reiki, it may or may not work. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it does not. But with EFT tapping, I know that it's going to work. Of course, there could be a little bit of complications where you have more events that need to be resolved so the muscle pain can go away, but it's going to go away, and I can be very confident of that. But with Reiki healing, you just don't know what's happening. People are just healing each other, and it's a lot more generalized and a lot more chaotic than EFT tapping. Hence, that is why I always recommend EFT tapping, and I never had any client complain about the results they got from EFT tapping. Now, let me be clear. I don't mean to put everyone down who's doing Reiki. Like, of course, Reiki is good and you do see results. I did see results, but the results are extremely slow. So, that is one thing you should keep in mind before you try and spend a lot of time just healing with Reiki. So, what about my struggles with anxiety and depression that I had when I started doing Reiki healing? Well, Reiki didn't solve them, but after doing EFT tapping for 5 years, I have resolved my depression and anxiety. I'm way more confident. Like, I'm recording this audio and I'm putting it out there for everyone to listen. This wouldn't have been possible 5 to 6 years back. I was very self-critical and I wouldn't have made it. So yeah, EFT did help me, and I did recover with a lot of health issues. Even I had a severe case of dermatitis, and that has also healed. So, overall, EFT tapping has been a really good experience for me. Reiki gave me peace, but EFT gave me freedom and transformations. My clients often tell me that they feel lighter, calmer, and more peaceful just after a few EFT sessions. Well, most of them say this after just one session, but just to be on the safer side, I would say it takes a few sessions. So, if you're on a healing journey, I would say explore both. Don't miss out on EFT tapping, as it can be really powerful, especially if you use it the right way. Now, before I end this video, I just wanted to make a quick note and say that everything I've shared is from my personal experience with Reiki and EFT. These are complementary healing practices, not substitutes for professional medical advice. If you're dealing with a medical condition, please make sure to also work with a licensed healthcare provider. So I hope this video was helpful about comparing Reiki and EFT tapping and which one actually helped me more than the other. And I hope if you're dabbling between which healing modality is a better fit for you, this video would have brought you a bit more clarity. So yeah, do check out my other videos from Healing to Miracles, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.